computer today. Cool. So welcome to tonight's basics called. Well, to be honest, tonight what I'm going to go through is risk management, and then it's just a bit of a Q&A really. If you've got anything you want to ask me, you want to go for anything, we can do. Let me share screen, that'll help. Is it desktop 1 or desktop 2? Who knows?
Don't want to get it wrong, Vic.
I know, it's
we all know what's on the other desktop.
Scary what could come up. Oh my god, right, 2 seconds, I've got to give it access to do it. This is because I've got a new computer. It's like, give it access. Quit and reopen. I can't quit and reopen. Well, not enable. Oh, this is a disaster.
Did you get a Mac, didn't you? Or
yeah.
That's why it's not working, because of rubbish.
Oh, do you know what? It's making me quit Zoom to then let it share. Let's see if it'll let me now.
Oh, yeah, we're on.
All right, cool. Sorry about that. Technical glitch.
We are on.
Nothing to worry about. Yeah, you should be able to see Excel. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Not my other stuff. Cool. Right. What I wanted to go through then is the risk management. So is that screen big enough? I do need to zoom in a bit.
No, it's like looking at a normal screen.
Yeah,
Cool.
it looks good.
Cool. So pretty much standard. What I'm going to do is just fill in the top in terms of, I'm going to start with the $5,000 account, excuse me, as if we're doing the $5,000 challenge. What we're going to be looking at is if you're risking 1% of your account, that's going to equate to obviously $50 per trade. And then this is the part that we're also going to focus on. So I'm going to be looking at if every single trade you take is a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So we're essentially risking $50 to win $100 on every single trade. And what I kind of want to get across in this is that you don't need to win that many to be profitable, and that sometimes you might be better looking at your actual trading plan and thinking about, am I doing the right thing by moving to break even? Am I doing the right thing at taking money off the table at a certain point? Or am I better just letting my trades run because I'm confident that my analysis and everything is right? So that's essentially what I'm going to show you. So if you think about 10 trades, how many trades do you think you need to win out of 10 to be profitable at 1 to 2? If you just set and forget them, I'll do it as a return. One trade
And
out
then
of 10.
2 or 3, didn't you?
2 or 3, yeah. So it's going to be, and this doesn't matter which order you win or lose them in, but you can lose 6 trades out of 10 and still come out at 2% profit. So again, if you think about the challenges, your target on my Forex funds, for example, is 8% in the month. So this kind of thing, if you're taking 10 trades during a week, then you only need to win 4 to be right, or to be on track to with that target. If you had a really bad run and you lost 7 out of 10, then you could be looking at minus 1% overall. But if you're looking at your trading plan and your strategy, you should be able to, your strategy really should allow you to be profitable overall. So like I might have a really bad streak like this, for example, where I finish 1% down this week, but I know that I'm capable of winning 6 or 7 trades out of this 10 in a week. So then like, if I do that, I can win up to 11% in a week, which is more than going to cover that loss from the previous week. Even if you went on a really crazy mad loss at 8 out of your 10 trades, you go minus 4% overall. And so let's say you reset the next week, you lose 5 and then you win 5 the week after, you're still coming out back into profit, but you know that you're capable of doing that. So it's about looking at your strategy, looking at the way you're trading. Have a look at trades that you've placed and what would have happened if you'd have just gone for that 1 to 2, or if you want to go, let me just let Nathan in. Let me just check there's nobody else waiting. So I think this isn't recording either, so it's always great. Is Nate in?
It is recording, I think.
Is it? It's telling me what's on my thing. I don't know whether I've let Nate in. Let me just check.
He is in, yeah.
Oh, cool. I can't see. So yeah, what was I saying? So it's just about looking at the trades you're taking, looking at what your risk to reward is. You know, so I know some people who can catch 5-to-1 trades. So if you changed your risk to reward to 1-to-5 up here, like, and they're winning, I don't know, 3 out of 10, like, look how different that is. If they're winning just 30% of their trades at 5-to-1s, they can be 8% up in a week. So what I'm trying to say is, like, just think about it. Just think about if you set and forget them. And I ended up making a mistake today with 2 of the trades, and I was thinking about news a little bit, but if I'd have just left them, they would have just gone and hit 2-to-1. So I'd have had another 4% there. So it's just thinking about it. Does it make sense what I'm trying to say?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
But because what you do is essentially when you take, let me see if I can get my chart. But yeah, when you take, like, no, let's put one on. You buy in, like, here, whatever. So you're going for like a 2-to-1 trade here, for example. And then if you get into like a 1-to-1 trade, and then you're taking half off the table, you move to break even, you've took 0.5%. But actually, what was your risk on this trade? It was 1%, wasn't it? So the next time you do it on another trade, you're potentially going to need to win 2 of these trades, because you're making them, like, shorter, if that makes sense. You're taking 0.5 here, and then it might come back, smash your break even, and then the next trade you're going to go and you're going to get wiped out at 1%. So now you're minus 0.5% overall. Does it make sense? But, like, if this one carried on at 0.5 to your next target or whatever, would that, how much would that even be at 0.5 going for a 2? So you get 1, wouldn't you? You'd have got 1.1, you'd have got 1.5 if it went to TP2 and you'd done that kind of method. So you're just taking money off the table by moving to break even, protecting trades that way. And it will mess up your risk to reward. Essentially is what I'm saying. I know I've covered it really quickly and I'm really thirsty, so I'm just having a drink. But shout if you've got any questions.
Shout if you've got any questions, or else you just next the cider.
Oh, I'm so thirsty. I'm so glad there's another one in my fridge. It's because I just made teriyaki salmon for my tea, and it was so salty.
I think one of the biggest things to get in your head around with this, Vic, is, like you say, being able to trust your trades. Now, you put them on for a reason. So, you know, the hardest thing is letting them be. Yes. And letting them go for the 1-to-2 ratio. Or whatever it might be. But whatever you sat watching, and you touched on it today in the Discord, like, don't sit and watch your trades, just trust what you've done, and set alerts if you want to. Set alerts that, you know, it might have hit your stop loss, or it's gone for a 1-to-1 trade, at which point, if you really want to preserve your balance and you really want to, you know, eke out those extra percentages when you're at the end, towards the end of the challenge, then obviously then you can recheck it then. But that's the hardest thing that I've come across, just being able to leave it. But I think, fortunately and unfortunately for me, over the last 4 days, I've had the time, because I've been off on holiday, to be able to sit and watch the charts and learn a lot. But when I'm next at work, I'll have no option but to kind of just crack on with my work and leave the charts be. And I'll check it at key times, like 10:30, 12:30, things like that, 1:30. And I would have potentially already marked up the charts and set alerts as well. So for me, going whilst I'm at work, it's going to be easier. But for those that are going to be watching the charts, it's going to be hard to not touch it.
Yes, I agree. I massively agree. And this is what I'm starting to do now with them, is just be like, yeah, let's just put them on, just leave them. Because you can take profit and be profitable, but I know I can trade between 60-70%, and it's massive when you look at that spreadsheet. And I don't see any reason why everybody else can't either. You might have a bad week, but like I said, even a bad week, you might come out at -1%, -4 if it's really bad. But it's more than recoverable after it. Or even if, once you've passed, if you just half what you're risking at 0.5%, even then, you've got a bit more flexibility, and you still make some decent returns. But it was more just to get you thinking about, look back over your trades. What would have happened if you just left them running and trusted yourself and trusted your analysis? And I asked you to do it, didn't I, today, Aaron? So you don't mind me sharing that?
No, not at all.
Like this week. So Aaron very kindly went back over his trades. I don't know what order it came in. Like I said, it doesn't matter. But you won 7 and you lost 8, yeah?
Yep.
So
Predominantly there was a fair amount of losses first.
yeah, no,
and then started to understand things a little bit better and not get too ahead of myself.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't matter which order you put this in on the sheet to have a play around with this side, because you might have had a bad run and then trade number 6 might have been a winner. But worst case scenario, this is what situation you'd have found yourself in. So if you'd have then left your 7 winners, oh, that's not right, is it? Why is it doing that? It was it comes out at like 6%, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, it's because I changed it up here to 5. There we go. So yeah. So just something to think about, because I think you're on about 3.5% for this week.
Yes.
And potentially could have been sitting at 6 potentially if you'd have trusted your stuff. And I know, like, it's hard, like you said, because you're watching it, and it is hard trusting yourself. But with practice, and this is what the demos are for as well, is do it, try it, and see how you come out. And if you hit in a strategy that you can't win, like say 4 or 5 out of 10, then is it a winning strategy? Do you need to tweak something? Have that conversation with yourself. But yeah, you only need to win 4 out of 10, a 2-1 to come out on top, which I think is more than achievable. And like I said, even a 50% win rate brings you a massive 5%, which in a week would be amazing. And it gives you then that scope. If you make 5% this week and then you have that poor week where you only win 3 the week after, you're still 4% overall up, and on the way to that target. So this is what it was about, really, just to make you really think about that risk to reward stuff and trusting yourself in a way. But if you've got any questions, just shout up, or if you think it won't work for you or whatever, let me know. But I know, Steve, you were saying you're struggling with like where to exit trades and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that EUS CHF one today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I entered on a potential of getting a 1 to 6 on that trade.
Barely, go away. Barely, go away. Go.
And it went to about 1.25 and then reversed back to break even.
Reversed up, yeah. I still think it's okay personally, but it might not be. It might just blast through. But yeah, this is where, like, practice it and see. Actually, some of my trades, I mean, I got quite a late entry because of that big engulfing one on this, but it's, yeah. Where were we? Sorry, 2. It's just, like I said, going back over them, which ones you've took, which ones you've marked up, how did they play out, overall, that kind of stuff. But I'd be interested, because have you been trading on a demo, or have you just been, is it a bit of a mixture of marking stuff off on the charts and putting them on demo, or?
Mainly just trading you at the moment with this strategy. I did a couple on demo.
Yeah. maybe I just go back and have a look over the ones that you put on TradingView and see what happens, and just carry on doing that like next week and see how they play out. Because there was a couple today that were nice ones. That look, this is the one that I got into and closed out. It went for 2 to 1. And ZD card was the other one, went for 2 to 1. I think there was EJ as well. That tanked right down to the bottom, but it just shows you that I think particularly this strategy, because you're trading more during the day, you can catch them 2 to 1s, I would say, fairly easy. And when they go, I think. But yeah, this one's messed about, hasn't it? Just got stuck here.
I think with the CHF, I think it's just pissing about trying to get some. I think the bankers are playing a bit of a crafty one there. They know where they're driving it to. They know they're driving it down.
Yeah, I'm just getting people in.
Yeah, they're just getting more and more people in, getting more and more money in there, and then as and when they see fit, it's just going to
dump it. Yeah, I'm just hoping it dumps before it comes and gets messed up. But I'll just go in again when it's ready, because it might be going to that weekly level, which is up here, which kind of new anyway, but thought we could at least get what I'm talking about, a nice 2 to 1 out of it, which you could have done, you know, if this wasn't such a big engulfing, this probably would have been a nice 2 to 1 today, look. And we could have all been out and done. But it was just because
I think what Steve was saying there with learning about the whole aspect of taking the trades and things like that, and learning when to take them. I think it's quite a good idea that you've got there, actually, to kind of avoid MT4, as it were. Kind of if you're practicing on a demo, don't get me wrong, there's people who learn better by seeing numbers, but then there's other people who learn better by seeing things play out in front of them.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say with that is, from almost the flip side of that, with me being on a challenge, because I've paid $50 and now I've got a $5,000 account,
yeah.
I'm seeing bigger numbers. So when I do hit a 2 to 1 trade, it looks better.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, if I didn't have my MT4 open and looking at the trades and kind of correlating that to what I'm seeing on the screen, where the candles are coming down, if I completely deleted the MT4 side of stuff and kind of turned my phone over and switched it off and didn't look at that and just looked at the candles, I would probably find it easier to trust the trade more rather than seeing what's on the table monetary wise and then thinking, or be tempted to then close it out.
Yeah, fair one.
But that's my own personal thing.
Yeah. Whereas I don't really check MT4 unless when my alert goes off, that's when I have a look what's happening. So yeah, everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to be comfortable with different things, but it's more just thinking about, like I was saying, if you're risking 1% and then you're taking half off the table. I mean, let's say we'd have got a nicer entry on this, and this was a 2 to 1. Like what you'd have found maybe happen. Oh well, it didn't, because it was there, wasn't it? I was going to say sometimes they come back, and you'll all know it. Sometimes it comes back just to wick you out at break even, and I find that more infuriating when it just comes and takes me out for nothing, and then it goes again, and that again just stops that. And that's kind of what I think was happening today. Is they were obviously pulling back. People would have been moving into profit, so the bankers have been like stopping people out here for a little bit of profit when they could have gone and had all this down here. So it's more just to get you thinking about it, something in the back of your head. If it's not for you, if you're not comfortable doing it, don't do it. I'm not saying this, you have to do this way. I'm just saying it's food for thought. That I think, you know, them numbers on the spreadsheet just show you, like, you don't have to win every trade. You can win 6 trades in a row as long as you stick to your plan. And this bit's important as well. So risking the same amount every trade, make it consistent. So it's 1% of your starting balance. So just don't change that. It's always $50 or whatever you decide. You can start with 0.5% if you want. Do it that way. Again, completely fine, whatever you're comfortable with. I think personally, for if you're scalping and trading that kind of way, then you might want a lower risk per trade, because you might be taking more like 20-30 trades a week. Whereas I think this method with the market maker, I think 10 a week is probably about right. Like I said, I've seen about 3 or 4 opportunities today. Yeah.
And is that based on trading perhaps 3 days a week?
Yeah, I would say so. Like, I try not to trade Mondays and I try not to trade Fridays. I like seeing how we open on the Monday, see what I think they're doing. And it's particularly in line with what I've forecast for COT and which levels they might be going to. And then, yeah, Friday, I like to be done by Thursday, because this is the other thing that you want to trade, because you don't want to be stuck at a computer all day long. Whereas this particular strategy, you can find yourself sitting at it in the morning sitting at it at lunchtime looking for a couple of hours. But if you can be done Tuesday to Thursday, that's cool, right?
Better than your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 though, surely.
Yeah, of course it is. And at least have a bit of banter and have a cider whilst you do this one, can't you? So.
Absolutely.
But we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? And I personally think I do prefer New York, because again, I think it gives you a chance to just look at what's happened in the morning. And if you've not seen a reversal already in London, you can potentially look for those at New York. I think some of them started playing out a bit earlier today, maybe because of the news at 12, but what time was this one? Yeah, 10, 11-ish, wasn't it? But again, like, if you look where they started to reverse from, it was New York. At 1 o'clock, it's starting to push back up, but it is nice. And I think, to be honest, I was only looking at this morning because it was the only one left for this week that we were all interested in, and it was in that area. So normally New York's quite a good time to trade. Pretty much did the same thing the other day. Look, it pushed up, came down, did exactly the same thing, bottom, and then
Caught a wood there as well.
Yeah, reversed at the same time. Bosh. Would have been a nice one. That was Monday. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to go through today because I went through it all yesterday. But if you've got any questions, just shout.
It's probably not a question for tonight, not at 8:25, but perhaps next next week, can you please cover the fibs, and I will make sure I am on.
Yeah, definitely.
Just so that I kind of understand, if you will, like a basic overview, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I understand slightly. Obviously, you take the low and then to the high.
Yep.
But I just kind of want to understand the fib levels and what's important and why.
Yeah, fair one.
Like I said, don't do it now because you're already half a cider deep and.
I know it's a bit more. I know it's half. It's getting a bit bloated now. You know how it goes. But yeah.
Don't lie, it's all gone on it.
No, not yet. I'm working on it. Give me a chance. But yeah, we can certainly do fibs. Speaking of fibs, that I was just thinking that's in a nice area at the moment.
Just prompted me because you've got the 70.5 to 79 fib there on the left hand side above the Asia.
Oh yeah. That'll be a daily one or a weekly one, I think, from when I've done COT, because it looks quite big. Let me see. Yeah, so that'll be from this high of this wiki here to the bottom. Can't see where the bottom is, but yeah, there's 7.5 there. Right in the lines. It's a bit. It's not the best chart for me to show you on, but let me change charts and see. But yeah, in terms of fibs, so I really only use 70.5, 79 area. I do have 50, 61.8. Sometimes I look at that as well. But 70.5, so if you see it in that area, it's generally quite a good indicator. We'll catch JPY. Was a buy this week.
So this is the thing. How would you know which candlestick to take it from?
It's a good question, and everybody kind of does it a bit different. Let me go to a bit of a lower time frame. Just check it this. This will be a really nice little area. Probably here. Price comes back there. So technically it's from your swing points, so you swing high, swing low, but you could argue, look, there's swings everywhere, right? So you've got this low here, comes up, it pulls back, so technically that's a high there. So your fib for that would potentially be from this low up to this one, this high. You can't, and let me turn that off so you can see it. So you've got a high in there, and then it pulls back down. So your fibs would have been, well, probably on this one. Oh my God. Where would you have been looking? So let's say, for example, right, it's broken this structure level here, yeah? So prices come down, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd be looking for price to maybe come up, and then you might be looking for sells in and around here to come down. So that's why you would be using your fib level now. So you've got to break a structure, you know you're looking for sells. So you would start to draw your fib from the top to the bottom because you're looking for a sell. You'll know if you've got this the wrong way around or you've drawn it the wrong way, because what you're looking for is this whole move that came down. You're looking for how much of that move is it retracing by. So once it's come to here, it's retraced 50% of this move. Once it comes up here, it's retraced like 60% of the move, 70, 80 obviously, and onwards. And once you get 100%, you're probably changing trend and going the other way, right?
Okay.
So that's where you would put your fib on from top to that high to that low. And then you would mark up your fib level, which is important to you, which ones you want to use. Like I said, I go for 7.579. So I'd mark that up, and it does come straight up into that level. I can take a sell, take it down if I think it's going further down, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Price does the opposite, it just goes the other way. So am I looking for buys now? Maybe. And this is where they're like, once it's broken this high over here, you could be telling yourself, okay, well, I'm going to look for buys now or whatever. And this is where people will then start to use different kind of levels. So what you should do is use the last swing point from like a pullback. So it'll be like here to here, here to here, blah, blah. But it is just what kind of makes sense to you.
Is the bottom of that blue candle on the left, the just that one, yeah, is that not classed as the swing?
This is like, I would say that's your major swing, yeah. So I would personally be looking at that from this point to the highest point until it makes a decent move. So like that would have been up to that top, and then it's pulled back there. But once it started, if it's not hit a 50, I would tend to drag to like the next one, and then that's where I've got now this sitting in a 70.5, 79 area. So you might see reversals in and around here, I would say. So for me, it's what you see as obvious turns. And this is what I'm saying, like by the book, you're supposed to do it per actual movement, if you like. What I find, it works better if you do it on the, like you were saying, major swing points. So like you can clearly see that that's a major swing from that high to that low. Like, where does it come to? Straight into 7.5, 79 area.
Yeah.
Drops off. It works better when the market's trending, to be honest, properly. Like shown there. But yeah, that's pretty much tips, really.
Clever stuff.
There's, I think on the OB indicator, whether my settings are on, I'm not sure. It's got the swing points you can put on. That way you've seen it. Let's take these off. Plot pivots, look here. Just change the color. This can help you pick your swings. So that was a swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high. If that helps at all.
Yeah.
That is one way you can use it. But yeah. Anybody else got any questions? Oh, what's this chat? Let me see the chat.
Mate's
Oh, I
Mike's
also put in about using the indicator. Oh, just read it, yeah. Cool, Nate, cool. Yeah, because if his mic's not working, that's quite good actually, isn't it? Can't ask me any questions.
yeah.
Can you hear my drink? Little clanging around.
The ice, yeah.
Oh, it's so nice. Can't tell you how nice it is. Just top it up with the rest of the bottle, see? But yeah, so you wouldn't get this anywhere else, would you?
No.
Drop a 7 in the chat.
The educator actually getting pissed on a live record.
She's not, she's just really thirsty. Off her tits. I hope it's not recording this because I don't think it is.
It says it's recording on my
I
screen.
know, but then on mine it's saying Zoom would like to record this computer screen, grant access, and if it won't let me grant access without logging out of anything. But if I log out of Zoom, I'll not be able to get back in because I have to get Andy to let me in. Oh, so yeah.
And you won't be able to do that while he's in Greece.
I know, right? Oh, really? Go away. So yeah, sorry, it's a bit of a short one, but that was pretty much it. Like I said, I covered quite a bit of stuff yesterday. I'll put something a bit more formal together for Fibs next week, Aaron.
Yeah, no, of course, yeah. No, that's fine. I didn't want to just drop it on you anyway. It's just
No, cool. I'll give you a better lesson than just put it here and here. That's it, I'm done.
No, that's that trade thing that we spoke about tonight before the live, obviously just kind of going over my trades and looking back, and because Vic asked me to have a look just for Nate and Steve. The looking back over my trades, if I'd have left them, then I would have been 6% up overall, but I didn't. So I'm only 3%, 3.25%. So if I'd have left them, then obviously I'd have been at 6%, and I only needed one more trade at a 1-to-2 ratio. If you will, to
8%, yeah.
That's it, and then past it. So, and that's me trading for 4 days, but realistically, I didn't really start on the Monday. I started towards the end of the afternoon on the Monday, did some on the Tuesday, did some more on the Wednesday. In fact, I didn't really do much on the Tuesday because I was playing golf.
That's
so
good. It's a trader story, isn't it?
It was mainly Thursday and Wednesday, to be fair, today and Wednesday. So
that's all you need, just a good few trades, though, and you smashed it. And like you can see there with your ratio, you're pretty much hitting 50% in a week win rate, which is more than what you need.
Yeah, and it gives you self-confidence as well when you actually look back over your trade and you think, actually, I should have left that.
Yeah.
As much as this is what I go back to when I say, like, you're looking at MT4 and you're seeing the numbers in the red.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, shit, I don't want to lose that. I'm gonna close that. I don't want to lose the full amount of what I'm prepared to risk. I'd rather cut it off now and then go again the day after. But actually, if you stick with it and you go, do you know what, just be more disciplined, and if it hits it, it hits it. You've lost your percent. That's fine.
Yeah.
And it was I know we don't really anyway, I won't get into that, but the previous educator having 2 losing trades in a day, I think is quite a good value rule to have.
Yeah.
If you lose 2, you tomorrow's a new day.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just stop, regroup, go again tomorrow, because like what you touched on earlier, you know, you might have a bad week, but at the same
Yeah.
time, you might just be having a bad day as well. Your head might not be there.
Yeah.
You might be seeing things that actually on another day you see things differently.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's discipline, but it's also just realizing what you've actually done through the day. So
Yeah, I was just wondering, because I know you can go minus 12%, can't you, on my Forex funds? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you could lose 11 trades and then win the next 7. And I think what's good about this £5 account that they've brought out is it is just £40 at the end of the day. And, you know, if you do lose that, it's not going to be the end of the world for anybody. You know, they're not risking £1,000 to do it. But I do think the discipline of following a process like that, well, you've just seen by just looking back over your results, haven't you, like how
but as well, personally, from my point of view, it's hard to understand what people say when they say about discipline unless you've actually gone through it and done it yourself.
Absolutely.
And this is why I've kind of gone against the grain and perhaps the way that it's a better way of doing it. I've just jumped in and gone, do you know what, take my money, give me £5 account and I'll run with it, and I'll take the rough with the smooth sort of thing. But that's just me as a person. You know, and everyone's different, but it is a clever way of working it out when you lay it out on a table like that. It's quite simple, really.
Yeah. And you know, it's whether did you move to break even when you actually got to 1-to-1, or did you move to break even before you even got to 1-to-1? So it could come back, stop you out before you even trades even started to play out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's all,
I think that happened on a couple of occasions, to be fair.
Yeah. And and that's all you said, that's all the process of going through it, learning, getting familiar with a real account. It will play with your head a bit, and like you said, you start thinking it's more real money, and the numbers are bigger and all that kind of stuff. But actually it's about getting that risk to reward right and consistent with it. And somebody asked for this as well the other week, where they said, oh, if you're really, really confident on a trade, do you like double your risk? And I was like, no, because you could then lose that one trade that wipes out your last 2 or 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you know, I can be, well, Euro CHF today, I was 8 out of 10 ticks to take the trade, and just because the entry was a bit late, really, it's not quite hit the 2-to-1, so I've just left it running. But I was confident with that trade. But yeah, I'd have been in trouble if I'd have doubled my risk on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just consistency. And do you know what? It's really boring. This is the boring side of it. But it's what's going to help you.
It's what pays you the big money in the end.
Yeah, it's what's going to help you get over the line. And like I said, if you're trading and you can't win 40% of your trades, which brings you out profitable, yeah, then it is a case of I really need to look at what I'm doing and my strategy. And why am I not able to win 40% is the question. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do with doing that bit of a program, putting, you know, the boot camp kind of group, to help people come together, and hopefully it'll make them think a little bit more before they press the button, where they're like, oh, it doesn't quite hit all my criteria. Well, they're going to get shouted at by me if they win, if they lose it. So, you know, they're going to have to be accountable for it a bit more. Might just make them think about it before pressing that button, but also hoping it'll help people just get over the line.
I think I might
Sounds good.
kind of ask you to send me that spreadsheet. Not that it's, you know, not too easy to duplicate anyway, but just so that I can keep an eye on what I've done through the week, so that I'm essentially not over trading. Because I was surprised today when I was talking with Vic about how many trades I'd taken, albeit some of them were re-entries, and we can't really class that as an actual trade, because it was, if I'd have left it, then it's a win or a loss. Do you know what I mean? So you need to be disciplined in that kind of aspect. But when I look back over it, I think I'd taken 18, 19 trades, something like that.
Yeah.
In 4 days. And it's quite a lot, really. And you don't really realize how many trades you've taken. So this is quite a good way of keeping track of how many trades you've taken, just to make sure that you are sticking to your trading plan and that you're not overdoing it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you think it'll be helpful. I'll drop it in Discord somewhere later.
Yeah.
I'll add more space for trades down the bottom. And then you could maybe do it like on a monthly, so just copy the tab and do like, I don't know, month 1 or whatever. Or if you're on a challenge, you could do phase 1, phase 2, and then when you've passed, have another sheet, whatever.
It'd be good to keep track of, wouldn't it? I mean, I know you can do that on my Forex funds anyway on the website.
Yeah.
At least you've got your own spreadsheet there where you can revisit.
Yeah, I think this is a bit better because it'll let you look at like what we just said, like with the win rates and I know like you said, you can see it on there, but this might just help you be a bit more cautious of it when you're inputting it yourself. But just not to panic as well, like I remember going on a 10 grand account, I went to about minus 750. And then when I opened the next set of trades, I went all the way to minus 960. So I went within like 40 quid of hitting the full max loss. And I ended up getting back into profit by the end of the thingy. So I got a free go. It's just to show you, like, don't give up, like you're showing there. Like, if you have a bad run, it's okay. Like, as long as you know that you're confident with your strategy. The problem people have is they could lose 6-7 trades on the bounce and they start changing stuff, doing things differently, giving up a bit. And because you then don't get that full run, you never know whether your strategy actually does work overall. So that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, boring, consistent, very boring will win the race.
Boring eventually, once you've got the right strategy and the right mindset, boring always wins, doesn't it?
Yeah. What's it called? The horse and the not the horse. What's the thing in the race?
You're thinking of something else there, Vic.
The tortoise and is it the tortoise and the hare? Not the horse.
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah.
You can say the horse and the hare. Do you imagine them? It'd be a good race. But yeah, what's he saying? A little laughter. So it's not the same that we can't hear you, Nate. Sort your microphone out for next week.
I know, yeah. I think you've got it on mute. You must have got it on mute. Can't just not be randomly working. Either that or you've not plugged it in.
Yeah. Where is it? Let's see. Oh,
You'll sort it.
Oh yeah, it's got a mic on, but it's not there yet. Oh.
Fail to detect.
Oh well, right, that's cool. Anybody else got anything or like any suggestions for next week? Because I do struggle for the content, what people want to see cover. I can cover fibs next week, that's no problem.
Yeah, fibs be a good one.
Fibs, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you think of anything else like during the week, just give me a nudge and I can cover it, no problem.
About how to trade with a baby.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Oh, sorry, baby and a dog.
All right, very good at helping with the dog one, maybe not the baby one.
Surely in Vic's case, they're very, very similar.
Yeah.
Vic's dog is very, very needy.
Oh, he's an idiot. It's just sat next to me now, just staring at me. Honest to God, like, go away.
For me, and this isn't anything to do with perhaps trading as such, but the amount that I've learned over the last 4 days and that it's taught me with being a funded trader, I know we push it, and well, we don't really push it. We just kind of say you should be trading, you should be, blah blah blah. We want to get people funded.
Yeah,
I cannot endorse it enough. Honestly, it's brilliant. The way that it changes your mindset to how you trade in, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
and it's hard because obviously I know yourself, Vic, and obviously Pete and Andrew, you don't want to be seen to be ramming it down people's throats like this is what you need to be doing. But speaking honestly from the heart, I signed up for this on Andrew's recommendation on the weekend, because
Yeah.
I said to him, I've got 4 days off. I'm going to be throwing 50 quid into a trading account, and I'm going to be trying to learn stuff.
Yeah.
And I have learned unforeseen percentage more than what I would have done
Yeah.
just by trading with a £50 account, because potentially I just lose that £50.
Yeah.
What I have done is I've spent £50 for, the way I'm viewing it is an education,
Yeah.
because I'm not liable for the losses. I can lose up to $600
Yeah.
and I'm not liable for those losses. But at the same time, it teaches you about risk management. It drives you more to make sure you're creating the right trades, and it drives you more to understand the education more and understand the charts more as well. So honestly, that's that's not me just plugging relentless. That is genuinely the way that I've felt like since Monday when I started this. So
No, I know we've obviously spoke privately, because there's just been me and you on some of the trading sessions, aren't there? But yeah, it's I'm just really glad like that you're enjoying it, and now you've got that funded account. It just gives you that little bit of a extra push, doesn't it?
it does, yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm sure, I have no doubt you're gonna smash it. Absolutely no doubt.
Hopefully.
And especially with that like win rate, like I said, 50% is brilliant. Just let's regroup and go again. I'm not trading tomorrow, so I'll be pretty quiet tomorrow, and then we'll go again next week.
Yep. Looking forward to the cut report.
Yes, I look forward to doing it. Really
How long does it take you to do that cut report? Did it take you a while?
Oh, about 3 hours, yeah.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it and do you know what? It's a bit frustrating because the data doesn't come out till like 10:30 on a Friday night, so it is a weekend job. The most time-consuming part is the chart bit, because obviously I have to look through all the charts and think about where they might be going, what they might be doing, and interpret it, and then typing it all up, and then so I'm trying to do. That's why it's coming out on a Sunday, really, because I'm doing like a bit of an hour or hour and a half on Saturday, and then doing the charty bits on the Sunday.
It's very detailed, and obviously this last week and the previous week has obviously shown, it's obviously a very good tool, very useful tool.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's just wanted to give a bit more context to it, and a bit more, let's look out for this. Like, we're not just straight away looking for this move. And yeah, I think it has shown, like, it just, and I'm going to try and keep doing the midweek review as well, because I think that is just helpful to see, okay, what's already played out. And like we have done today, like, Euro CHF, I think we've been a bit unlucky with that one today. Euro JPY has played out today. And I said that yesterday, these are the two that I've been looking for, and they have both played out. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm absolutely knackered, so I am sorry. It's a bit
I think you need to go to the fridge and get that second cider.
I know, I'm full now. I've nearly finished this one. I think it's quenched my thirst, which was good. I was dying. I was so salty that tea, but it was lovely. What's in the chat? Am I missing anything? Failed to detect more cider. I just read Nate's message about don't trade with kids around.
Right, guys, I'm going to get off. If
yeah, I'll add some more columns or whatever, some more rows to this, and then whack it in the group.
Cool. Yeah, no, that'll be really useful. Cheers, Vic.
All right, love. No worries. Catch you later.
Nice one. See you in a bit. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye, love. Bye. Bye, Nate.